So now check yourself. If you harden your heart, you live as a Gentiles. I'm sorry to say that. But the truth will set you free. When there is the Spirit of God there is a liberty. Amen? So if you come and soften your heart. There is also something written that I'm gonna read. I have this copy and paste from the article. It's about 13 of points about Charles Finney, about hardening against God. It said that hardening of heart is actually a voluntary act. It's not something that's forced by someone. It's a voluntary act. Yeah? Did you understand what I mean? Yeah. It's a voluntary act. You want to do it. You want to harden. You make up your mind. You commit because you say. You basically say, I will harden my mind. I will harden my heart. It's actually a decision. It's not something that, oh, you make me harden my heart. No, that's impossible. It's a voluntary act. It's a choice. Yes. Do you understand?
Yes.
Right? But when people hurt you, it can't be possible. I'm hurt. That's possible. You are in the passive state. You are in the recipient end. But when you are hardening your heart, it is actually a voluntary act. You are actually making a decision to harden your heart. Dangerous, guys. Dangerous. It's a voluntary act. It's a voluntary state when the hardness of the heart is continued. So, also, Charles Finney says the feelings are influenced by the thoughts, right? So when the feelings, our feelings actually influenced by the thoughts, right? Our feeling, whether we are happy or not, whether we are sad or not, is actually influenced. I'm not saying that's the main thing, but it's influenced by our thought. So if our thought before that we close our minds upon God, I don't want to hear again. I don't want to hear about the marriage teaching. I don't want to hear about that, that is different. I can't happen. I don't want to hear about that. I close my mind and I'm now making decision. I will harden my heart. You know what I mean? That's what the Gentiles do. But the Word of God said in the opposite that we have to be soft in our heart. We have to be meek. The meek inherit the earth. The meek inherits the earth, right? In the Sermon of the Mountain. The mixed inheritance, we have to be soft in our heart. We can look tough, but our heart is soft. David, it says, the heart is actually, the heart, that pleasing God. Why? Even he killed 1,000 people. When he watched, he was like, but his heart is very soft. You know what I mean? It's an inward being. It's your being. So, I can look tough. You can look tough, but your heart is soft. But maybe some people look soft, but their heart, oh man. It's like, what is it? What is the titanium? Is it? Titanium is the hardest. It's not even rock. Rock is still going to be the titanium. Huh? Diamond, yeah, whatever. Diamond is the hardest rock. Yeah, that's right. Diamond is the hardest rock. But so expensive. So, come on, do not harden your heart. Come on, not your neighbor. Do not harden your heart. Okay, next one. Oops. Next one. They have no sense of shame. They have no sense of shame. They have no sense. There's no sense of shame. Basically, they're censored of shame. Whether I should be ashamed. Because basically like this. When you make a mistake, you feel ashamed, right? Because your sensor is still correct, you adjust, you tune your sensor. But now you make a mistake, you don't feel ashamed at all. So what? Because what? Your sensor is dead, like your thermometer, your thermostat. Thermostat? It's actually a sensor, right? When the thing is actually go hot, then it make it cold. When it's cold, make it hot, right? But when the thermostat is wrong, then your air conditioning is wrong, right? When it's hot, it's still cold, make it hot. And you turn it off, right? You know what I mean? Basically, no sense of shame. Basically, the sensor doesn't work. It's like my X-Trail before, when my X-Trail, I just fixed it because before when you first start the car when it's cold, the RPM go high, boom, to make the engine hot, right? But then the sensor is broken. So then when it's hot, it's still thinking it's cold, boom, so like that, and I have to fix it. take me to three mechanics to fix it, because don't know how to do it. And then found out that there's actually something wrong. But there's no sense of shame, You do the mistake, say, oh, what? No, apologize. What? Why? I didn't do anything. But you hurt that woman's feeling. No, she has to take responsibility of what she thinks. No sense of shame, no sense of shame. When you do a mistake, no sense of shame, You know what I mean? It just, because what? The heart is hardened already. No sense. Something wrong, Slap the wife and you say, no, it's not a mistake. She deserved it. No sense. Right? You know what I? There are people out there, I'm not a joke, People actually say that, Do whatever they want, Even want to kill the kids, whatever. Say no sense of shame. The people who actually rape and all this thing, they say she's not guilty. They're not guilty. They feel not guilty. There's no sense of shame. Because what? The sensor is already broken, Sensor are broken. So now you have to have the right heart. Because what? The heart is already hardened. The heart is your sensor, your self-conscience, right? So that's why you need to get it to be clean, your sensor to be clean all the time. So then your sensor is working. So then you know when you make a mistake, you've been sensitive to other people. When people sitting there, not doing anything, they say, he's just introvert. He needs to grow up. No sense. But we should be helping, we should be trying to engage in communication. You know what I mean? Because the sensor is not working. So they have no sense of shame. Now, they live for lustful pleasure. Like, lustful pleasure is something that is temporary, right? When you drink, what? Sometimes, I drink a light beer, I drink beer, right? Because every time, especially when after I lawn mowing, mow the lawn, and I'm the same, and mow the lawn, and I look at it, and then I basically say, I need something cold, Sometimes you heard it, and then, when you drink Coke, right? You drink Coke, you feel like, this is enough. But then you're thirsty again. Is that right? Because it's a temporary pleasure. You know what? Drink waters. It's not nice, but then you don't feel thirsty, right? So sometimes, that's why I drink Coke or I drink, quick, after that sometimes drink cold, cold light beer or whatever, drink it, Then I drink water after that. Because what? Because a lustful pleasure is temporary. Drinking beers, too much beer, go to barbecue, having fun, watching movies. You think that it's gonna give you peace, right? You play, World of Warcraft, play whatever, until night, But you don't have peace, the peace of God. After you miss the game, so what, Huh? So what? You got RSI, So it is just a pleasure that lasts for a moment. You know what? I just want to tell you. You know why? One of the reasons why I became Christian, right? Well, you heard what I was taught by God and all this thing. But that is a revelation that changed me. But what kept me going? I said, yes, I want to be Christian. Why? This is one thing. This one I'll tell you. It's because the friends that I have when I became Christian. Before I was in high school, right, in one high school, I was addicted to a swear word. Every 2 words I always with one word, with that one swear word. Surabaya, one word, always. Until I accidentally sometimes, I talk with my brother, I use that word, and my brother, reported to me to my mom. So I said, I'm addicted to that word. And you know what? Back then, when I want to have fun, we share dirty jokes. I have a lot of them back then. I was the one that telling the story.